I mean, I guess maybe saying I don't believe in an afterlife isn't right.
Or
I think maybe I don't believe in the concept of like heaven and hell or like paradise or whatever. I think, you know, we all came from something, but I think we all came from the same thing. Like we're just the fucking universe, you know what I mean? Sort of that broad concept of universe.
Right.
And so when we die, we're just put back into that, whether it's, you know, I mean, we just go somewhere, you know what I mean? Like into the earth and you know what I mean? Into like the fucking trees and shit. But I do think soul is real. And so.
Because I like
Are
to
we
think
recording, by the way, right now?
We're recording.
Oh, okay. Hey, welcome to Post Show Bullshit. Anyway.
Because I like to think
I was really hoping that we got that because I felt like that was really good content.
Yeah.
So.
What up?
I forget where exactly I started that one at, but it was in the middle of it somewhere.
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm right there with you. Like, I feel like the concept of the soul has some basis only because I don't like to think that I'm just a brain walking around controlling a meat suit. So.
Like, well, you are.
And the idea that everything ends as soon as I cease living is kind of a scary thought, and I'd rather not do that because that's depressing as fuck.
Yeah. So, because I've existed for as long as I can remember.
Yeah. So. But I like to think of like a lot of the concepts that religiously are brought up aren't necessarily inaccurate; they're just not properly described. I'd like to think, like, with the existence of God to me, is like, what if he's actually like some extraterrestrial scientist kind of thing, and he did create the planets because there's some being that has that technology and knowledge that can do that kind of stuff and creates all this life, and it's like that's why everything's kind of like imperfect and fucked up, and it's like you know, I'm still tweaking things,
I'm still
like
working
I haven't quite gotten the formula right,
or we were his like 7,000th attempt, but he's just doing it over and over again.
Because there's even a theory within religious circles that the earth itself has gone through cycles and everything like that, like certain civilizations entire civilizations planet wide have come and gone as just a slate wiped clean kind of thing. Even
whether it be a flood or a meteor or
literally or a race of ancient sentient machines that wipe out all life every 50,000 years.
There you go. Yeah,
that's Mass Effect.
Oh, I was like, what is that, Terminator?
No, that's Mass Effect. Every 50,000 years, they come up and they fuck up all the really advanced species.
Is that a video game or a movie? A video game.
Yeah.
Okay, because okay, that was a movie. Well, fuck. Now
I'm pretty sure there's probably been a similar concept in movies before. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so you know how I never see movies? We did go see a movie the other day to help me celebrate like I graduated, and so but we went to go see Happy Time Murders because Jeff, who is also on this podcast, told us it was so good, and it was the worst.
What was it
I
called?
hated Happy Time Murders.
Awful.
It was awful.
It was
like
awful.
It was just the most like some 14-year-old boy was like, how funny would it be if Muppets said fuck and like had sex with each other? How funny would that be? And then on top of that, he's also not great at writing, so he was like, we're gonna have one character explain all of the backstory through his dialogue in 3 minutes, and then also explain everything as it's happening, just in case you don't understand the depth of these murders of puppets.
Andy clearly hasn't seen Team America.
What the fuck is Team America?
Team
It's
America
that exact thing,
Police.
but it's an action movie.
It's an action movie developed by the guys who did South Park.
I think so,
right?
yeah. And it's these puppets who are this like worldwide anti-terrorism task force kind of thing.
It's the most ridiculous bullshit.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I don't understand.
They're marionettes.
No, I just mean no. I understand what puppets are, you asshole. I mean, what's the fascination with them?
It's just a different way to experience media. I mean, it's the same thing as like, what's the fascination with cartoons? It's just a different way to display something.
Yeah, I guess.
And no one had really done a live action movie featuring exclusively marionettes before, I don't think.
Not really. No.
So there was definitely a
It's just
field.
like, is the best medium for marionettes a movie?
No,
I think
always,
the cool thing
what
about
makes
them
it cool, actually, is
like,
it? Yeah,
is it good? I don't know. I guess I thought the cool thing about them.
Team America, it's what you would expect. Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's not a good.
Well, I mean, it depends on what your expectations are going in. If you're expecting fucking Citizen Kane, you're going to be disappointed. But Citizen Kane is.
I'll tell you this: it's better than Transformers, as action movies go. Better than Transformers.
Okay, listen. Let's talk about
not as good as say
Inception.
Okay, so here's an action movie that I've seen: is Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it better or worse than that?
I would say
it's actually about on the same level.
I would say it's about
because
on the
here's
same
the thing
level.
with Olympus Has Fallen. I don't think it's a good movie. I love the fuck out of that movie, though. I love that movie so much. It's a solid action movie. I went into it expecting an action movie. I got an action movie. I was thoroughly entertained.
You know, I think my problem mostly with Olympus Has Fallen is that I'm just so sick of Aaron Eckhart's shit. Like, I think that was my main reason for not liking Olympus Has Fallen that much. Is just I'm like he made Thank You for Smoking and Meet Bill, and then he made The Dark Knight, and then he was like Olympus Has Fallen and Battle LA, and just these movies where you're just like, all right, Aaron, come on.
I mean, it's not his fault.
Wait, who
he
is
didn't
he?
write the scripts.
Did
you watch The Dark Knight?
He accepted the
Harvey
role.
Harvey Dent. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
He
I mean,
accepted the role.
You know, he's
though.
got to make money.
Yeah, no. Whoever wrote
Yeah.
Battle LA,
And let
though,
me tell you,
let me tell you about Battle LA. Whoever wrote that
enjoyed that
damn movie, the end of that movie where they're like, "All right, Marines, good job fighting the aliens today. You go get some rest." And then he goes over and starts reloading, and he's like, "What are you doing? Go get some rest. Go get some breakfast." And he's like, "Thank you, sir, but we've already eaten." And I'm like, "Bullshit! I've watched your entire story for the last 2 hours. You did not eat at all."
All right, Christian, you're getting upset for a very incorrect reason, I think. It's also almost like you didn't watch Black Hawk Down either, because it has a very similar ending.
You know, I
But
will
with
be
Eric
honest.
Bana
I saw
instead of-
that movie, I think, in 2003, and I haven't seen it
Black
since.
Hawk Down?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got that similar movie, but the reason it ends like that is because Earth was literally just invaded by aliens. The fight is not over.
I don't remember that happening in Black Hawk Down.
I mean, I'm talking about Battle Los Angeles, but all right. There were Somalians who were killing people.
Okay. Gotcha.
I didn't see either of those.
It's
There was
fine.
there was a Somalian warlord who was starving the people, so the U.S. sent.
I'm actually going to
forces
tell the
into-
true story behind Battle LA. Did you know that movie's based on a true story?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
What
know it was a
planet
movie.
got
What
invaded
is
by
it?
aliens?
Right? Yeah. No, it was an actual an alien invasion, but it is based on something that happened right after World War II.
Yeah.
All right, well, don't
Interesting.
spoil
I
it.
didn't dislike that movie. There were a lot of really convenient plot devices that came up, and I thought was kind of ridiculous. But I mean, it was an entertaining movie. I liked finally that it wasn't that it was like a race of aliens that wasn't necessarily. They were technologically more advanced, but not so much so that it actually made for a movie and everything.
Right.
So I mean, it wasn't. Otherwise, we would have done Independence Day again or War of the Worlds again. And I was like, no one's interested in that. They can go watch those movies instead.
Right.
But yeah, you didn't like it because it was very military centric.
It's not even that. It's that it was like a Marine whack-off fest.
I mean,
That's what it was like.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I zoned out for a minute because talking about movies is so boring. But what movie are you talking about?
Battle LA.
Oh, still okay.
Yeah, we're back on that.
But
I was
Okay, now
I was
here's
thinking about
also-
Happy Time Murders again, and then I zoned back in, and Christian was like,
Here's
Military
also,
whack-off
Here's
or
also
something.
what ruined that experience, I think, is because we got free tickets to
Yeah.
a free screening of that, and
Yeah,
we
we
had to
did.
sit in the very front row on the far right,
is
which
also
made it
true.
impossible to
Oh.
watch.
yeah.
"Wait, how'd
You-
you win the tickets?"
Radio contest.
radio
What?
contest.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever won one of those.
I won multiple.
Yeah, you went and saw
radio
Rise
con-
Against with.
I saw Rise Against in concert, winning tickets from the radio, and then one of them I got tickets to see Bad Teacher with Cameron Diaz.
Oh
and,
yeah, Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Jason Segel was
Jason
in it as
Segel
well.
is in it. I got tickets to go see that, but I had something going on, so I had to give them away to somebody.
Oh.
So
That's cool.
yeah,
I'm trying to think. I won a raffle at our school held this after prom thing, so people wouldn't go to house parties and drink or whatever.
Little do they know, they went to the after party and then went to house
Yeah,
parties and
right.
drank.
Yeah.
You're
So-
just delaying the inevitable by 2
Right.
hours. That's all you're doing.
But when I went one year and they gave us 25 raffle tickets for free or something. I don't remember if you could buy more than that or not. But I decided my best bet. Oh, they had a ton of gift baskets.
okay.
And so I decided that my best bet was to pick two that I wanted and then just put all of my tickets into both of them. And I won both of them. But then I felt bad because I didn't want to take both of them. You know what I mean? So then I was like, all right, no, get pull somebody else's name out of that second one because I already had a gift basket. They pulled my name again because I guess not a lot of people wanted that particular one. And I didn't really pick ones I wanted. I picked ones that I noticed that people weren't putting a lot of tickets into. So I did totally rig it. And then I ended up leaving with 2 gift baskets, even though it was a rule that you were not supposed to. Yeah.
But you say rigging it, and so when I won all of these from the radio, I don't remember what exactly the thing was. Like, you had to call in and give a certain answer to a question or something that they had asked. Or it wasn't even like be call or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, but Brittany, our sister, figured out the secret because if you say, did I win? The guy would just be like, sure. So I did that like twice.
Oh, really?
You couldn't win again for like 30 days. Mm-hmm. So I just, every 30 days, I would like win movie tickets.
Wow, you would just, when they answered, you would say, did I
But
win?
then they stopped doing that particular like raffle.
Oh.
Like that guy got transferred to a different station.
And then
or
the
something.
X stopped being good.
That's untrue.
I mean, I just grew out of the music.
What
like,
radio
the X,
station is that?
Now it's Alt
1039.
1039.
Oh, I mean,
it
it's
used
still
to be.
1039 back then. It's just that.
Well, yeah, but it's called Alt
Alt
1039, but it's no longer the X.
So is it different people?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh,
They-
okay.
they-
I stopped listening to it.
The
a
So
while
I
ago.
probably don't
the
know then.
format's very similar.
Yeah.
but
Oh, is it
it's-
like the same kind of music?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I like that radio
more,
station.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the station itself or anything like that. I'm just not interested in the music.
The
they play
genres have
anymore.
changed.
Oh,
A
have they?
little bit.
Yeah.
A little
Oh.
bit. They used
Like
to
the
be a
popular
lot more
rock genres.
oriented and stuff like that. Like back when the heyday of rock was like 3 Days Grace and Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, and like
Yeah, they don't play a
those
lot of the
bands.
like alt
The
metal bands
Used,
anymore.
They played
Gotcha.
Panic and Fall Out Boy a lot too. But yeah, a lot of my gateway bands, I suppose. is
Gateway
like-
bands.
Gateway bands, and now I listen to Italian symphonic death metal. So
Everyone's got to start somewhere.
you start at 3 Days Grace, you end up at Flesh God Apocalypse. So
Yeah, I've listened to Lord's
Sure.
new album like on repeat since
Same thing, yeah.
April. So no, I get it. Everyone's got to.
are
Hey, well, I guess that'll do it for this episode, guys. Thanks for listening to the last episode of Post Show Bullshit. And follow us on the internet and keep listening and et cetera, et cetera. Thanks for being on the show today, guys.
Yeah,
You guys are awesome.
yeah, we
yeah,
are.
I know.
Wow.
That's all. All right. Sure, why not? We'll see you next
Amazing.
week. Ooh.